What's up, everyone? Welcome to the video. Today wanted to do something a little different. Wanted to do less facts and opinions and do more of a story-based video. Just been reminiscing lately. I was playing Metroid, the NES port to the Game Boy Advance game the other day, and I was playing a lot of Pokemon last year, catching up on. I bought Fire Red since I never had Fire Red. I only have Leaf Green, so I was trying to beat Fire Red, catch all the Pokemon that I don't already have in Leaf Green. And then I bought Pokemon Silver, which was actually my first time ever playing Silver, because I never had Silver, I had Gold. And made me think about this video. I just want to talk about how my roots were found in Nintendo. This is just strictly going to be Nintendo handhelds, because I own almost all the systems, so if I go into systems, it's going to be much longer of a video. Systems are going to require a lot more gameplay, so I figured I'm going to do Nintendo handhelds instead. I'm going to kind of jump around a bit. For the most part, I'm going to kind of try to keep it kind of quick. So my first ever Nintendo handheld was the Nintendo Game Boy Color. Out of all the handhelds that I'm going to show you, only my Game Boy Advance is the OG Game Boy. Everything else I bought over time once I got a job. This is the only handheld that I still have to date that was originally mine since I was gifted it as a kid. So everything else is just stuff that I bought as an adult, basically, because I missed it so much. So my first ever Game Boy was a transparent purple one. My first ever game was Pokemon Gold, Japanese edition. Now, I didn't understand that as a kid. I just remember, and I'll have a picture actually that I can link there, that I have from my parents' old camera of me playing on my Game Boy, and you'll see that it's Pokemon. I inherited my Game Boy Color from my aunt. I believe it was hers, and she let me play it as a kid. And the first game on there was some kind of Kirby pinball game, which I haven't had since, but it was a really fun game. And I played Pokemon Gold, and I just remember picking Totodile, and I remember playing it every single day at the daycare. But I don't remember, or I don't know how I advanced so far in the game without understanding the Japanese. Maybe it's because I was only like 5 or 6 at the time, actually like 4 or 5. So already understanding English was kind of a struggle, so playing any game that was already in English or Japanese didn't make a difference because language wasn't a barrier of the problem. So that was my first ever Pokemon game as well. And later on, Pokemon Red, which was my first official American Pokemon game, and I played this for hours. I was so addicted to playing the slot machines. I remember gambling so much on that slot machine. And playing on a Game Boy, you already know, on car trips, you had to wait till the car passed the street post to be able to see the game. I had to literally lean out the window and hope that the moonlight lit up my screen because I couldn't play this game. And I just remember those days of like, such simple days. But yeah, so many memories of Pokemon Red. Again, this isn't my original copy. None of these games are my original copies, sadly. I never had the luck of buying a Game Boy until I was an adult. I bought this 3 or 4 years ago at a convention, and it kind of sucks, but it's a great collection to have, and I love it. I love the Game Boy. After the Game Boy, I remember it was a Christmas, don't remember how long ago it was, maybe like Christmas of 2003, 2002. My parents gifted me my Game Boy Advance. And my first ever game was the port of Super Mario Bros. 2, or the Doki Doki Panic skinned over with Mario characters. I love that game so much. That was my first ever Game Boy Advance game. Like I said, this is my OG Game Boy. It's got scratches all over it. I don't know if it'll zoom focus. You know, it's old when you have the plate missing and just using batteries and tape. I love the Game Boy Advance. I have so many hours put on my Game Boy Advance. My first ever Pokemon game, I had a lot of Game Boy Advance games. I don't even remember half of the games anymore. But my first ever Pokemon game on the Game Boy Advance was Leaf Green. This is also not my OG Leaf Green copy. And funny enough, I actually got it from a friend who also gave me the little wireless adapter that I had for it. My friend had 2 copies. One was his brother, and this was probably around the time of like 2nd grade or so, something like that. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, I think. And he traded me. I don't remember what I traded him. I think we were also playing Yu-Gi-Oh. So I think I gave him like $4, and he gave me his brother's copy, which had his brother's name on the back of it. And I just remember playing this game for hours and hours and hours, and it was a lot of memories because it was everything from Red version but better, basically. And yeah, I had a lot of memories with this Game Boy. I never had the luxury of owning an SP. Everyone that I was friends with owned an SP, and I was still on my Game Boy, but that was okay because there came the time where my parents got me the Nintendo DS. And oh man, the DS was revolutionary. So many memories with the DS. Again, not my OG DS, but I did have a blue one exactly like this. Now that I play this, I absolutely hate the DS design. I think this one sucks. I so much love the DS Lite model for its style. It's just so much more beautiful than the original DS. I only have this one for collector value, and because I bought it for like $40 at a convention. I bought this after I got my first job. I got a paycheck. I went to GameStop, bought it for like $50, and it's just so sleek. It's so clean. The DS Lite is just such an amazing installment. It's my favorite DS by date, except besides the 3DS, of course. Back to this, the first game I ever had on the original DS was Super Mario 64 for DS. Again, classic game, port. Basically all of my games were ports. Classic game, really amazing. I've had a lot of hours in this. I really enjoyed playing the mini games as well. The other 2 games that I had were WarioWare Touched, which was also a great game. Lots of replay value in this game for sure. And then Nintendogs, but I had Chihuahua and Friends. Nintendogs is also really fun. I mean, it was a cool concept for DS, and this too. Like, these games just gave you so much use out of your DS, like all the new features and everything. It was wonderful. After DS, I said I didn't have a DS Lite. Shortly soon afterwards, though, I ended up upgrading to a DSi, and did trade in my original DS for my DSi. Here I have a box of my original DSi system. It's got dust on it. It's actually really, like, it brings back memories. I just remember buying this thing, going home, and being so excited about the new DSi. I mean, it was a new system, so it was pretty nice. DSi was a cool system. Definitely got a lot of use at it at the moment, just because, you know, I think I had a phone, I think, but I didn't use it for like setting photos and Snapchat and everything like I do nowadays with social media. So it was literally just for texting. So your DSi gave you so much use of the camera, it gave you so much use of the recording, playing around with audio, playing music. It did suck because I couldn't play my Game Boy Advance games anymore, but I just played DS games. And that was a new release of the DSware, which was pretty awesome because it was the first time you can have downloadable games on your system and be able to have more than one game. So that was pretty nice. Then soon after the DSi, I went back to a DS Lite for a while. Once I bought that when I got my first job, and I was just playing, I think I was honestly playing Pokemon Leaf Green, Pokemon Ruby, all those games on my DS Lite. And then came along the 3DS, which I ended up buying a 2DS, which I don't have anymore, but I do have the box for, so I'll be right back. Shortly after that, I upgraded to a 2DS, which came with Mario Kart 7, because I didn't have enough money to buy 3DS, but I wanted to be able to play Ocarina of Time and the new Pokemon game, which was Pokemon X and Y. Smash Bros was also coming out for DS, so I wanted that for DS. So I bought a 2DS. I had that for a while, and then eventually they announced the new 3DS XL. So I ended up trading in my 2DS and buying the new 3DS XL. And that's when I upgraded to the new 3DS XL, which I also have the box for. You know, it was awesome. Face tracking 3D, the amiibo feature, which I used a lot for Super Smash Bros. It was just faster. I had the little C-stick nub, which wasn't that great, but I mean, it was nice to have the option. And not to mention, this just blew everything out of the water. I have so many downloadable games on my new 3DS XL. A lot of virtual consoles, a lot of the NES games, couple actual 3DS titles and stuff. It was great. And then, of course, now I have the Nintendo Switch. This one's kind of a sad story because I got the Switch not too long after the launch, and they only had the gray Joy-Con ones, which I was not so proud of. I wasn't really excited for. But the only games I had for this were Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I didn't get that much gameplay out of it because it was only those two games, so I was just switching between that one and that one. And there weren't that many titles at the time. They had just announced the 1-2 Switch or whatever that game is, or the Snip game. And there weren't many promising looking titles coming out at the moment. Nothing really great. Super Smash Bros. Wasn't announced yet. The new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe wasn't announced yet. None of that was announced. Yoshi's Crafted World, nothing. So there was literally, like, Doom wasn't even announced yet, so there was nothing promising on the Switch. It was a bunch of indie games or Japanese role-playing games, which I'm not a big fan of. So I sold my Switch because I wasn't really playing it. I wasn't getting use out of it, you know, so I sold it. And I rebought it again last year because there were so many titles out now, and there's a lot of titles after that Nintendo Direct. So I ended up buying a Switch again, and I found one with the blue and yellow, or with the neon color Joy-Cons, and I love the Switch so much now. I have so much eShop value, a lot of downloadable games, a lot of indie games, which I've never been a fan of indie games. That's a topic for another video, but it was the first time, because of the Switch, I started dabbling with indie games, and I'm finding a lot of great value and third-party developers, and not relying solely on just Nintendo. All these other developers are putting out really good games for a chunk less of the price. So as far as we are on the Switch, I'm very happy with the Switch. I'm still very happy with all these systems. As I mentioned, I just bought Pokemon Silver last year for the first time ever because I can't read the Japanese one. I got it again as an adult to see if I could try to get far in the game, but I don't understand. Like, I have no idea what I'm saying or what I'm selecting in the game. It's so hard to decide. Like, you can tell what the Pokemon are, but I have no idea what my moveset is. So it's really hard to understand what to do in the game. So I got Pokemon Gold, Silver, so I could do that. And I'm really enjoying Pokemon Silver. The music's great. It kind of takes me back a little bit. I can barely remember the music, but you know, it's a timestamp, so it's a great game. And I think that's going to be it for this video. We're going to wrap it up there. It's really something to have grown up, had the privilege to grow up with all this beauty that just became amazing. Like, going from the Game Boy, everything that the Game Boy lacked, and then moving to a better processor like the Game Boy Advance, which still lacked a lot of stuff. And then jumping from the Game Boy Advance to something like a DS, which just blew everything else out of the water. And then from a DS to a 3DS with all the downloadable stuff, the cameras, new games, the features, just amazing. And then from the 3DS going up to your Switch, it's just, God, there's a reason that I don't think I've shown you. There's a reason, you're not gonna catch this audio, but there's a reason that I have that Nintendo tattoo. I'm a Nintendo fanboy, loyal to the heart. Grew up with all these, so many great memories. It's just, I just geek over Pokemon whenever, like, no matter what. Yeah. No matter where you start, or no matter, you know, where you end up, always remember your first game, your favorite memories with games. Like, those are things that you carry with you throughout the life as a gamer. You know, things that you can connect with people. Will be like, oh yeah, I remember when I was in 5th grade and Assassin's Creed, the trailer for Assassin's Creed dropped the first time ever, and I was like, whoa, that looks like a good game. And now they're on like the 18th installment of Assassin's Creed. Like, you know, video games come a long way, and it's people like us that support these companies and these games, and you know, they give to us, and it's just that kind of relationship that's great, you know. And everything Nintendo's done for us, and Xbox and Sony, you know, being a gamer is a privilege. Take advantage of it, but also give credit where it's due. You know, I wouldn't be here without my aunt ever giving me her Game Boy, or my grandma gifting me her NES, both which of course I don't have the original systems anymore. I rebought them over time with money as an adult. But if I had never gotten my first Game Boy Color, I would have never been here with the Switch. So thank you, Nintendo. Thank you to my family for buying me these systems, consoles, handhelds, games, everything. I'm gonna make sure my child grows up from the bottom, gifting them probably this Game Boy. But yeah, I mean, we'll start, you know, I'll get them the whatever Nintendo's gonna be on 5 or 10 years from now, but I'm gonna make sure to start them from the bottom so they learn to appreciate the evolution of technology as far as video games go. So thanks for watching me. Thanks for watching this video. Not watching me, that's creepy. You got something to say too? What's that? Follow me on social media. You got it. What should I make the next video about next week? Video games? Science? Alright. Thanks for watching. New videos every Wednesday. Subscribe, leave a like. Got all my links and stuff down below. I'm gonna try to mess around with a couple of special effects. I actually started messing with some special effects earlier. I'll probably insert a little clip here to show you. I'll give you a taste of what that's like. I want to do some more video game in real life type movies, like the Doom one I did, but something a lot better. Maybe do some Pokemon in real life, do some Super Smash Bros in real life kind of thing. But yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next time.